now open up the meeting for Thursday, March 1st, 2018.
Gary Bowden.
Here.
Frank Ferrari.
Here.
Marshall Goff.
Here.
Ryan Kennedy.
Here.
Chad Sigmund.
Here.
Vice Mayor Malfajow.
Here.
Mayor Goins.
Here.
This evening we have our prayer and pledge by our Vice Mayor.
Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion, allow us to grow closer as a group, and nurture the bonds of the community. Fill us with your grace as we make decisions, and continue to remind us that all that we do here this evening and all that we accomplish is for the pursuit of truth, for the greater glory of your name, and for the service of humanity. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This evening we have a special recognition by our mayor.
So quiet coming in this evening, I didn't know if you were all back there. May I have Jennifer Banco, the coach of the RCB cheerleaders, Marissa Buffy and Lauren Johnson, the assistant coaches.
Marissa's not here.
Oh, okay. We have special certificates for you all. Jennifer, this is for you. And you, Lauren. Yep. The City of Clarksburg Certificate of Recognition. These certificates are presented to Coach, Jennifer Banco and Lauren, the assistant coach, duly awarded in recognition of your outstanding coaching skills and dedication to the youth that earned the Robert C. Byrd High School cheerleading squad their 6th consecutive AA state cheerleading championship, thus setting a record for the most state championships won consecutively in Class AA cheerleading and all Class AA sports. Duly noted by Clarksburg City Council for your outstanding achievements. And I know you all have been here several times before, and as long as you keep winning, we'll keep giving you certificates. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have certificates for all the students. And if Vice Mayor Joe will come up with a bang, I'll go ahead and give you Marissa's.
I have yours for mom.
If you'll just come up and stand beside the coaches. Taryn Bailey. There you go. Congratulations. Sophie Banco. Congratulations. Erica Clevenger. Congratulations. Kaylee Henderson. Congratulations. Gia Marone. Congratulations. And Courtney Beeson. Did we have a little accident? It looks serious. Congratulations.
Girls, don't get mad if I butcher your names. Angelia Cruz. Congratulations. Talia Hollins. Is that right? Congratulations. Azaria Michael. Congratulations.
Ayana.
Sorry, girls. But you know what the mayor did? He took the easy names and gave me all the hard ones.
She's not here.
Anasia Jordan. Aliana Shuttlesworth. Congratulations.
Would you care to say a few words?
I would just like to say that obviously they're a very hardworking group of athletes. They wouldn't achieve what they do without putting in a lot of time and effort. But not only are they good athletes, there are some really exceptional students up here that make Most of them, I think, are on the honor roll. Some of them are 4.0 and higher. And to be able to do that and put the level of work that they do into the sport that we compete in says a lot for them. And we were a skeleton crew. We don't have any extras, so they worked really hard and they really stepped up to the challenge once again. Really proud of them.
Let's give them a round of applause.
Can we get everybody to stay where they are, but kind of turn facing me, and we'll do a group photo this way? Yeah. We can get everybody. Thanks.
And we'll see you next year.
That's the plan.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Team photographer.
Congratulations, girl. Good job.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you see that?
Frank's idea to move it from 1% sales
Approval of the minutes of the regular session of February 15, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
If no objections, motion carries.
Approval of the minutes of the conference work session of February 20, 2018.
So moved. Second.
If there are no objections, motion carries.
Public hearing on proposed budget for fiscal year 2018-2019. Notices regarding the public hearing appeared in the Exponent Telegram on February 21 and February 28.
We will now open this up for public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak for or against may do so at this time. We
I'm
will-
sorry, they're being a little loud, I can't hear what the motion is.
Oh, we're opening it up for a public hearing. If you want to speak for or against any of the items in the budget.
I'm sorry.
The budget.
Okay, not this time.
Okay. All right, we will now close the public hearing.
City managers report and update.
The audit, the 2016-17 audit, which I have here, to give you a copy of the council. That was completed by Teacher and Bartlett. We did receive a unqualified audit, which is good. And all the funds were audited within the city, including the Sanitary Board of Parking Authority, which is also included in there. And Ryan, I think you asked the question one time about the police and fire pensions. They're in there as well, within this audit as well. Park Board, the Clarksburg City Parks, the Frank Gloria Baseball Field Turf Project, Mr. Percy, whom is providing the in-kind services for the field, has been on site since Monday, February 26th. He, along with the park staff and other volunteers, have removed all sod and topsoil from the outfield. The topsoil is currently being hauled away from the field with help from the park staff, Clarksburg Water Board, as well as the City of Clarksburg Public Works Departments. We're stockpiling that over at the Public Works facility, to which we will be able to utilize that soil for other projects. Park staff has also installed the drainage lines and fabric on the outfield. AstroTurf representatives have been on site twice this week to review the progress made, and then the turf installation date will be determined within the next few days. Demolition, 415 Washington Avenue. I do recommend council authorize waiving competitive bidding and award a contract to Anderson Excavating in the amount of $12,733 utilizing the TIF funds, and make it a contingent upon the Harrison County Board of Education approving the repayment agreement. As I mentioned in the 5:30 session, I'll be attending their Board of Ed meeting next week to explain to them the total cost involved and the actual repayment agreement that we're requesting for them to sign. Journey's End, that demolition has been completed. Public Works has completed 16 of the 24 structures on their list. They're steadily moving forward on that. We're waiting upon Feline to come in to remove some asbestos on another structure so they can continue working steadily on those 24 structures. Feline was awarded a contract for demolition of 1407 North 25th Street. This demolition is scheduled to begin the week of March 5th, so sometime next week they'll begin on that. Spring cleanup will begin the week of April 9th. The cleanup will begin Monday, April 9th through Friday the 13th, and then 3 consecutive weeks, concluding on the week of Monday, April 23rd, concluding Friday, April 27th. Economic development, opportunity zones. This is a new opportunity for the city of Clarksburg as well as cities throughout the country. This was placed in the 2017 tax bill that was paid by the federal government. So the administration began working several weeks ago on putting an application together for an opportunity zone. They pretty much mirror the new market tax credit zones. And one of some of the criteria is in there is what you can do with the money that you do receive through the opportunity zones, what type of infrastructure, what type of economic development you can proceed forward with. So we're currently working on possible 3 different zones within the corporate city limits of Clarksburg to help us with economic development. So we will be submitting that to the West Virginia Department of Commerce by March 7th is the deadline. And then the governor has the opportunity then to choose from the state of West Virginia, so many to forward to the U.S. Treasury Department to be approved federally to become an opportunity zone. So we're looking forward to this opportunity.
Martin, if I can. So once it's, say we're deemed an opportunity zone, is this something the city utilizes for new market, or could an investor get?
It's either or. We have the opportunity. We'll heavily promote it that we have it. This can put us above on a competitive advantage to other areas within North Central West Virginia. You have to fall in a certain census tract. So in Harrison County, the census tract is only so big. So 2 of the areas that we are going to be requested to be opportunity zones are within that census tract. The third is abutting the census tract for the low income area. But we firmly believe it's a project area that we believe in. For a project. So the governor also has the opportunity to choose 3 zones throughout the states that are outside of the actual census tract. So we're going to be submitting one of those that's outside of that area and hopefully be one of the 3 selected as well. Anchor Hocking property, Anchor Works LLC is owned by Trey Randolph. He has recently entered into a lease option to purchase with Harrison Services, whom is owned by Danny Wilfong. At this particular time, Anchor Works is performing some additional due diligence work in preparation for future development. Staff, as well as the Northern Brownfields Association, we've been working with Mr. Randolph for probably several years on this project to try to bring it to fruition. He's finally come to terms for this lease agreement and option to purchase the property. So hopefully here in the very near future, once his due diligence is done, we can hopefully make an announcement of what he's proposing for that property. But regardless, right now, if you go up there and look at it, he's making some very large improvements to that area now, cleaning it up, getting a lot of the brush out of there, a lot of the debris, to begin really start looking down underneath to complete his due diligence. And through the Northern Brownfields Association, with the city, we provide him a background of information on that property from many years of testing that was done to make this happen. So we're looking for the opportunity moving forward to working with him to develop this property.
What is Anchor Works? What do they do?
Well, we're not in position to make that announcement yet. So Anchor Works obviously is kind of a spin-off of Anchor Property, but it's an LLC separate that he's going to be for the landowner. Robinson Grant Performing Arts Center, the new market tax credits. We did have the opportunity as of yesterday to host 2 individuals. They're asset managers for U.S. Bank, came in from Kansas City to do a review of the work and an audit of what's being done so far to date. And this is part of the process for the final closing on the money that comes in that equals the $6.6 million of equity that we're receiving for the historical credits and new market credits. So we're continuing to move that process forward. Once we get certificate of occupancy for the Robinson Grand, then we can proceed with the final closing and the last tranche of money that comes through as well. The water board did complete the installation of the new water line and relocation of the fire hydrant along 6th Street. And Dominion Gas did complete the installation of a new gas service to the facility as well. Boards and commissions, planning and zoning. Again, my appointments on your agenda. Requesting confirmation is for Chris Min and Tim Wells. Both their terms have expired, and requesting that they both be reappointed under new business. Police, the new hires. We did receive word today, Deputy Chief received word from the State Police Academy that we were only going to get 3 of the candidates out of the 6 that we requested into the academy for the April class. So they have a backlog of on the waiting list that did not get in their last class. So we're lucky to get 3 in. So we're going to go ahead and still retain the ones that we had sent offer letters to. So the remaining 4 will be put into the next class in July. And we have been guaranteed that those spots will be available for them, since we did submit 6 at this point in time. The next hiree won't come on board until he graduates college, and then he'll resume with that class as well. Police Civil Service Commission did have the opportunity to meet yesterday as well. The good news there is we did have reappointed Isaiah Ferris back to the department. He vacated his position and moved out to the Midwest about 2 years ago. So we had the opportunity to bring him back on to staff. So we did authorize that, even though that will take us over budget. I did make it clear to the public, or to the Police Civil Service Commission, that we'll make a budget adjustment for that to allow for him to come back on. So we have a certified officer that can start immediately, and I believe he's beginning early April. Eligibility list, the Police Civil Service Commission will be starting the process for the new eligibility list. We will be promoting that here online as well as in local newspaper and media. The sign-up period and physical ability test for the new applicants will be held at RCB on Saturday, April 14th at 10 a.m. And then those successful applicants will be given a written test on Wednesday, May 2nd at 6 p.m. at the Harrison County Senior Center. And then the $5,000 sign-on bonus for the certified officers will stay in effect. So we're going to try to promote that as well a little bit more to try to get other certified officers from other departments who may want to come to the city of Clarksburg to work, so we can get them right out on the line once we're prepared to hire.
Does Mr. Ferris, as a prior...
No, he does not get a $5,000 bonus, since he was already pre-employed with us. And per civil service, he can be reinstated in good standing within 2 years of vacating, as long as there's a position available. That's why I made it clear to the public, or to the Police Civil Service Commission, that even though technically there's not a space available, we'll take him on and make room in the budget to do so, since he's certified. And he's also he also has to repay anything he's withdrawn from his pension fund as well, put back in over a 2-year period back to the pension fund as well. Also, just to back up, also in the Robbins Grant Performing Arts Center, also had the opportunity last Friday. Senator Capito, we had the honor of actually giving her a tour as well to the Robinson Grand. Her staff reached out to me since we were very successful in the new market tax credits. She was an advocate for us in D.C. To get those new market tax credits renewed for the future, since that was on the chopping block in the new tax code. So she was very pleased with what she saw there, and she was very pleased about the new market tax credits, how we took advantage of those, one of the few in the state of West Virginia to be able to do so. So she will be back for future visits, and she's one of our biggest advocates for this project as well. Freedom of Information Act request, we did receive one since the last meeting from Michelle England with Smart Procure on Wednesday, February 28th. Requesting purchase order information from October 24th to the present. We have responded to her, and the information was provided March 9th. This typically is a sales company. They've done this in the past. What they want is all our POs, and they'll come back to us and attempt to sell us a new module to process purchase orders. So they'll do this several times a year. That completes the measures.
Thank you.
Unfinished business. Consideration of second and final reading and public hearing of an ordinance to approve current replacement pages to the codified ordinances. Notices regarding the public hearing appeared in the Exponent Telegram on February 20 and February 27th.
We will now open this up for public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak for or against may do so at this time. We will now close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
New business, consideration of first reading of an ordinance of the City of Clarksburg providing for the sale of real property at 1113 North 14th Street, tax map 13, parcel 541 of the City of Clarksburg, Harrison County, West Virginia, and directing the city manager to execute and deliver a deed for the sale of the said real property.
Madam Mayor, I move that we approve this ordinance on first reading by title.
Second?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration to waive competitive bidding for the asbestos abatement and demolition of the structure located at 415 Washington Avenue and award the contract therefore to Anderson Excavating LLC in the amount of $12,733 utilizing TIF funds, and further entering into a payment agreement with the Harrison County Board of Education for the repayment of said contract, contingent upon the Board of Education entering into a repayment agreement.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration of a petition filed by Lowell Goodwin requesting the rezoning of parcel number 216 on South 23rd Street from a residential 2 designation to a business 1 designation.
Madam Mayor, I move that we refer this to planning and zoning.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration of the appointment to the Sanitary Board, Joseph Spataford.
Madam Mayor, I move that we reappoint Joseph Spatafore as a member of the Sanitary Board, who has been on that board for probably 40-some years. Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration of confirmation of the city manager's appointments to the Planning and Zoning Commission, Christopher Min and Tim Wells.
Second?
Why? Did we get a motion?
I'll also move that we confirm the city
We didn't
manager's
get a motion.
appointments.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Now second.
Second?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Council comments?
I just want to say good job on the budget. We like the additions that you made, and we appreciate it. Kim, thanks for all your hard work. That's all I have. Vice Mayor?
Congratulations on a good budget. Congratulations on the, getting a little bit of movement on the anchor hocking project, or property that is. And that's it.
No, I appreciate all the hard work with Kim and Martin on the budget. Nice to see some new projects also. And I also want to point out that in the evening, I'm really impressed with seeing the police force when I've been running in the evening at midnight. They're all over. I see them every couple minutes. They're really patrolling throughout. You know, out from Staley, I go to Broadway and back, so it's good to see them out there and feel safe.
Ryan, can you go ahead?
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say I was really glad to hear tonight that we found a way to do 2% COLA without dipping into the sales tax. That was a concern of mine. That has been remedied, so I'm glad about that. One of the things in the budget that we did cut was we cut $300 out from CASA, and I didn't fight to put it back in. What I did instead was I just made a donation myself, and I encourage everybody else if you want to make a donation to CASA, because it's an amazing program that helps abused and neglected children. It advocates for them in court, and so I encourage anybody, both on council and not on council, to give. It's a great organization, and I'm proud to work with them side by side in helping children. And the only other thing that I have is when the meeting's over, I'm going to be presenting a check to the Director of Finance. I decided that I didn't feel right about my 1/7 of the cost of the trip to Morgantown, so I'm reimbursing the city. And that's it.
Marshall?
Martin, over on Buchanan Avenue, right there in front of Halderman's house, from there down to Harrison Street, there's just been I don't know whether it's a water board problem or whether it's our problem, but
It's actually Dominion.
is it?
Yes, I actually contacted the water board, speaking to Councilman Bowden, and it's Dominion, so we're contacting them as well. It's an issue down there, and all that gravel's been washed out, and fear is getting into our storm, so, yeah,
I appreciate it, that's all I
and
have.
car damage.
Brian?
I have a couple of things. First of all, as it relates to the budget, I want to thank Martin and Kim for an excellent budget, and I think we had a productive meeting on a discussion of it, and I plan to support the budget wholeheartedly at the next meeting. Also, I'd like to commend the Public Works Department. It didn't seem very long ago that Martin had told us that there were 24 structures that were demolished, and here we are, and a month or two later, 16 of them have been demolished. I think that speaks well for our Public Works Department to get them completed that quickly. So I think, and believe me, you can really notice these houses are coming down. Our neighborhoods are just really perking up. So, I'm a big supporter of the demolition program, but again, the Public Works has done a very good job in a short amount of time. That's all I have.
Madam Mayor, if I may. Yeah. I'd like to compliment the Sad Brothers on the progress that they're making on this Palace Furniture building. I think they've cut 42 windows into this west side of the building, and I mean, it's pretty impressive the way they're moving along. So I just would like to say that and call for an adjournment.
Second.
Meeting adjourned.